everybody. I'm opening Eclipse IDE to start doing basic Java programs. So let's create a basic Java program first. So I already have set of modules here. I'm going to create another package called demo. So this is my demo package. Here I'm going to create a new class. So let's say basic Java program. Now this creates a basic Java program. So here we will write our main code. So we'll first write public static void main. And we'll say string args. And this is where we are going to write all our code. So if you want to just to write a hello world, you can just type hello world semicolon. This is the run button in Eclipse. You can see it says run basic Java program. If you run it, always, so it will run, and this is your console or output screen where you can see the output. Now this is the first program, but behind that, instead of that one, let's do some useful program. So I'm going to create two variables, int num equal to 10, num2 equal to 20. These are the two variables I have created. So I'm going to do some kind of arithmetic operations on it, saying arithmetic operations on the two numbers are, and here I'm going to show you some arithmetic operations. So when I say arithmetic operations, it is your addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, percentage, all that. So how to do this? You can just say System.out.println addition of the numbers is, and say num1 plus num2. If you say that, let me show you what will happen. It will still error out because, when you put it, what really happens is this is basically a string. A string can concatenate only with a string. If you just put it like this, this will give you an integer. Since this gives you an integer, it cannot concatenate a string with this. That's why it gives an error. So what you have to do is put this in parentheses so that the System.out.println automatically do typecasting for you. Now if you see, after putting parentheses, this particular thing should disappear. What does it say? String comma int. It still have the same problem. Okay, so here we are using comma. Actually it should be plus. So when you put it plus, now you see this, it is doing it. So what actually happens is, ideally if you see, if you just put num1 plus num2, did you notice the difference? Actually we want addition, but when you put num1 plus num2, what really was happening was, it is actually do a string concatenation. 1020 it is converted to string and doing the string concatenation. 1020 string is like your 1020 like this, and it is converted to string and making it like this. That's why you're getting that. So if we want to perform arithmetic operation, the best way to do it is just put in parentheses and just do this. So when you put it, automatically what happens is, first it will do the addition, which is 10 plus 20, 30, and that 30 result will get converted to string automatically, because by default Python do by default Java do typecasting for anything you put after plus. It does this implicitly, that means automatically. So you can see that now you are getting it. So if you just put plus num1 plus num2, you have seen what happened. Every number it converted to string and trying to attach to it, so which is not the expectation, right? Now let me add some more operations. Subtraction of the numbers is, now I am doing subtraction. can just say num1 minus num2. And if you run this, this will give you subtraction of these two numbers, which is minus 10. Similarly, I will do multiplication of two numbers. Multiplication of the numbers is, I said arithmetic operation, that's why we are dealing only with arithmetic operation. So now it should give me the multiplication. So there is a star. Did we miss something? So it says, yeah, this is extra parenthesis. So always look out, Eclipse is very useful. It will give you all the errors and it will auto suggest if there is a problem. So it is multiplication of two numbers. Similarly, let's do division of two numbers. System.out.println division of the numbers is press num1 divided by num2 semicolon, click on the run button, and it gives the division of two numbers. 10 divided by 20 will give you 0, right? Because 20 doesn't go in 10, 20 doesn't go in 10, right? You know, you're not asking. So if you reverse these values, num1 to 20 and num2 to 10, now it should give you 2. You can see that now it is giving 2. Similarly, there are other operators you can try out, like System.1.println. You have something called modulo. This one will return you the remainder of two numbers. So what is the remainder? If you divide 20 by 10, it will give you 0. Num1 percentage num2 can see that it is giving 0. Similarly, you can try for other programs as well. These are just for doing some of the arithmetic operations on the numbers. Like that, you can try relational expressions, you can try for bitwise operators, all that you can try. So if you understand here clearly, one thing is we are actually hard coding the numbers. So when I say hard coding, this is like the input of num1 and num2 numbers is hard coded. So hard coding in the sense, in program itself you have given the input value. So ideally this is not a good example. So what you should do, I mean, since this is the first program, this is okay, but what ideally should do? So if you want to read input from the user, that means in the output it should ask you enter first number, second number, then do it. Then the way to do it is not like this. So I'm just changing this program, or let me put it another program for you, or yeah, let me put another program. I can say new class. I am saying basic Java program v2. So this is your basic Java program v2. I'm just copying everything because that's the same program, right? Just that we want to take the input from user. That's the only change we want to make. Apart from that, everything is same. So why should we rewrite again? So the same program, just that we want to change the input and we don't want to disturb the original program. Now what you have to do is, there is something called scanner. Scanner sc equal to new scanner of system.in. Now you have to import that. I'll explain what is this. Now how the scanner will help is, scanner is a Java package that will help you to read input from the console or your console window. Now what does this scanner we are telling is, read the stream system.in, which is nothing but keyboard. From that keyboard you read the input and you give back to the user. That's what we are saying. So what we can do is, after putting the scanner object, like you can say system.out.println, enter first number, then you can say num1 equal to sc dot, as soon as you say sc, The SE is nothing but scanner object. In the scanner object, there are different functions to read numbers. Here we are interested in integers, so I'm choosing next int. Similarly, I'm saying system.out.println, and I'm asking enter second number. Now here also I want to read the number 2. Again, I want to read integers, so I'm choosing this. So you can see Eclipse is very good. It gives you auto suggestions. It saves your time so that like you don't need to type for everything. So I'm just making it num1 comma num2. So this way your program is not hard coded with certain input values which you have given in the code. You can change each time. Like I will show you and run it and show it to you. So here is run button. So I ran it, and as soon as I ran it, this window, let me put it down. This one. Okay, no worries. So I enter first number 10, second number 20. Now what is happening is this time the input is not coming from these two, num1 and num2, which was the case earlier. Rather, the input is directly taken from the user. So which is what happening because we have streamed the system.in, and from there you're taking the input. So what is happening? This first one, when we created an object, it actually started getting input from system.in. Here is, in this case, your system.in is nothing but keyboard. From the keyboard, it started streaming the input. And first time it said enter first number. And like I said, the scanner comes with lot of functions or methods where it help you to read integers, float, boolean value, whatnot, strings and all. So here we are saying I want to read a number as integer. I want to read an integer number. So you are choosing sc.nextInt. That means you are chosen, your choice is to read integers. If your choice is to read float, you may have to choose sc.nextDouble or sc.nextFloat, something like that. So you have read the input, which is an integer here. Then you asked for second number. Again, you read it using sc.next. So now what happened? Num1 and num2 is stored with your inputs which you have given for 10, 20. So let's run it again and give some other number, maybe 50, 30. Now you see for any two numbers it will work. The problem with the any two numbers which will work, it is like a dynamic program. Now the problem with this program is you run it 100 times also, your program input will remain the same. You run it as many times as you want. It's not going to change because that's just one program. Here in this case, the advantage is you can change the input each time. That's the overall point. So you can change and give the input each time. Like this time I want to give 100, 200. You can give that. So every time your input is changing, and based on the input the values are calculated. Now this time you have given 100 and 200. So those are actually read by using this sc.nextInt and stored in this num1 and num2 variables. The earlier and this program is same, just that hard coding is done in the basic Java program, and this time no hard coding. And in this case the 100 and 200 is read using nextInt and stored in this particular num1, and the next number is stored in num2. After that the program is same. It just says arithmetic operation, it does the addition, it does the subtraction, it does the multiplication, it does division, and it does the modulo. So the input is coming dynamically rather than giving anything. So you can run it for different set of inputs and it will automatically work for any number you give. So any number you take, so automatically this will do. So this is how actually you are supposed to write programs where your input has to come from the user rather than you hard code in the program itself, which is actually not a recommended approach. Hope this is helpful. So thank you.